I want to have a bash at it. First pick it up and get it on something that I can level it, and then we'll try.
New overall leaders. De Villiers and Jordan in the Nissan Hardbody took advantage of Magaghenene rolling his Jimco and were over 6 minutes ahead of their teammates Grobler and Leek, who in turn were 5 minutes ahead of Woolridge and Skolthammer in the Ford Racing Ranger. Woolridge and Skolthammer threw away their chances by getting lost on their first lap, which cost them 10 minutes. The Class D lead belonged to Foss and Griffiths in the Nissan Hardbody. There was just no catching the pair. Marius and Tracy van Vieren were second in Class D, some 25 minutes behind the leading Nissan. Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser stalwarts Piet Haasbroek and Christo Bosch soldiered on in third place, just over 10 minutes behind the Van Vierens. Hichu and Jaap de Bruin had matters in control in Class E, but their Toyota Hilux was a little the worse for wear after rolling in the prologue the previous day. They were closely followed by Niels and Zelda van der Walt in the Nissan Hardbody, who had not yet given up the fight. The Class E Nissan is a new development, and after only 2 races has proven to be competitive. Brothers Yuri and Andre Duplessis were third in Class E in the BB Auto Nissan Hardbody. Terence Marsh and Trevor Ayer took advantage of teammate Greg Dowse's mechanical problems and moved into the special vehicle lead in the Nashua Mobile Jimco. The Duplessis brothers had worked their way through the field and were now second overall in the special vehicle category in the Mobile Jimco.
Carry on, Greg, carry on.
Class S leader Dowse got away just as Magaghenene emerged from the murky water. The Barbaspan 500 winner had righted the Jimco and was on a charge to try and regain lost ground. Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane in the Truck Time JRE led Class B by 4 minutes from reigning Class B champion Giel Nel in the trusty Look Africa Truggy. The top 10 after lap 2. Production vehicles occupied the top 3 places, with Marsh and Ayer the leading special vehicle crew. The Bankven Off-Road Champion and De Villiers and Jordan were still in the overall lead in the Nissan Hardbody, now sporting some body damage from an encounter with a tree. Grobler and Leek had settled into a comfortable second place in the other Works Nissan Hardbody, which had developed an intermittent gearbox problem. Grobler won the Sun City 400 in a Nissan in 1986, and Leek won the event with Kasi Kutsia in a Toyota in 1995. Neil Woolridge also won this event in a Nissan Sani in 1996. He was now hell-bent on eating away at De Villiers' lead over the Ford Racing Ranger, but with less than 80 kilometers to go, victory was unlikely. The Duplessis brothers took advantage of Marsh rolling his Nashua Mobile Jimco and were now the overall special vehicle leaders in the Barbaspan 500 winning Mobile Jimco. Nissan pair Foss and Griffiths had built up an unassailable lead in Class D and were never under threat from any of their rivals in what has become a highly competitive class. Harvey and Stone were now second in Class A in the Castrol Queen Motorspares Jimco, but were experiencing gearbox problems on the Lexus V8-powered machine. Reineke and Houghton had to be content with fourth in Class T after losing time when a large rock lodged itself in the suspension of their Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser on lap 2, which in turn damaged a brake pipe. While Magaghenene and Sally's Roll didn't do too much damage to the Sam Racing Jimco, it did take some time to right the vehicle, and they had to accept that victory was out of the question. Weir Smith and Minute had moved up to 4th overall in the special vehicle category after starting 64th in the BMW 540 V8 powered O'Hagan's Kopenhagen Hotel Super Team Jimco. Marius and Tracy van Vieren had a steady run and rounded out the top 10 overall placings in the Albarante Autospray Land Rover. Four-wheel drive was definitely an advantage in the slippery conditions. Despite their problems, Dowson Rutherford were 5th overall in the special vehicle category and the Class S leaders in the Nashua Mobile Race Co. Billy Bond and Anton Lombard stayed out of trouble in the Prolong Race Co and would finish 2nd in Class S, 42 minutes behind class winners Dowson Rutherford. Newcomers Nick Gosler and Glenn Stain in the O'Hagan's Kopenhagen Hotel Super Team Race Co are avid motorcycle enduro riders and were 3rd in Class S in their first outing in a motor vehicle. Brothers Henry and Maurice Zermatten put in another solid performance in the PlayStation Mitsubishi Pajero and were now 3rd in Class D. Pete Arsbrook and Christo Bosch struggled along in their Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser and were now 4th in Class D, over an hour behind class leaders Duncan Foss and Mike Griffiths. Nissan crew Niels and Zelda van der Walt were again in the lead in Class E after the De Bruins retired from the race. Somebody had lost a fuel tank.
Diesel, 50 cents a litre. Going once. Going twice. We reckon off? No, we just came around a corner and it just cuts out and I don't know what's wrong, and we stopped. And I see the front, the fuel line is out, and I thought, yeah, well, it's just the fuel line I pulled out, or the diesel line. And still nothing, couldn't start. And then eventually I looked to the rear and I see all the pipes and wires is hanging out in the back. So yeah, we lost the tank apparently in the riverbed. So and that cost us our race.
Van der Walt's misfortune played into the hands of Yuri and Andre Duplessis in another Class E Nissan hardbody, who found themselves in the lead. The brothers hail from Petersburg and form part of the Nissan dealer team. Pete Hiernes and Kutsia Labuskachny moved up a place and were 2nd in Class E in the N1 4x4 Toyota Hilux. Henny Wellman's two-wheel drive 1988 Mazda Bucky didn't miss a beat and would finish 3rd in Class E and last overall. Marcus Taylor and Mark Deschalaine were on the way to a 3rd consecutive Class B win in the Truck Time JRE. Mr. Consistency Gil Nel had to content himself with 2nd in Class B in the immaculately prepared Look Africa Truggy. Germiston-based Nel is once again in line to win the Class B championship in a vehicle he designed and built at home. Third in Class B after a steady drive were Nick Klaassen and Francois Smit in the Frannic 2001. Overall victory in the production vehicle category went to Geniel de Villiers and Francois Jordan in the Nissan hardbody.
It was seriously hard work. We had a bit of a moment on the last lap where we overshot the corner and we got stuck in a tree. And for some other reason, I couldn't get the car into reverse gear. It was stuck in the forward gears, and we panicked a bit. We lost about 5 minutes there. Eventually, one of the space frame guys appeared there, and we begged him just to tow us out. I must thank him because if he wasn't there, I mean, it would have certainly cost us the race, for sure.
A 3rd win for the reigning champions, with Grobler and Leek 2nd. Three class wins for Nissan Motorsport on the Toyota Dealer 400 at Sun City, round 5 of the Bankfin Off-Road Championship. A 2nd consecutive special vehicle category victory for Lawrence and Gerard Duplessis in the Mobile Jimco.
was 5 minute en vanoggend dieselfde storie, 5 minute, een paar wiel gehad, maar tel is het weer op. Dat was lekker. Eerste ronde was begin daar, tweede ronde droog, derde ronde droog. Het trap mij lekker vast.
Jimco's dominated the top placings, with Dowse and Rutherford winning Class S and Taylor and Deschalaine finishing 6th overall and 1st in Class B.